Hello everyone, as you can see, I made a decision to run in March 2019 a dance competition in Italy called Dance Lifestyle Cup. I have some interesting concept that you will see during this event. Please stay tuned, go on my Facebook page and there is an event there. You can click on it and share it. All the information about all the competition will be there, so I'm looking forward to see you. But in the meantime, enjoy this lesson. Thank you.
Hello everybody, welcome to this 11th video lesson. Today I talk about things that have not been taught to me while I was competing. And that's nothing about technique, it's nothing about partnering skill, it's about practicing. So I do believe that is a lack of information in how people should practice. So if you think about it, for example, I have to learn the waltz or a special technique in waltz if I take one dance. And that need to be performed for a 2 minute. You know, when you compete, if you dance for 2 minutes, that's a long dance. Okay, so let's take an example. I have to keep my right arms in a certain position, and I have to keep it for 2 minutes. The time of the waltz, basically. So my first thing is, why do I practice this for 4 hours? I should practice for 2 minutes. Not for 4 hours. So I should practice session of 2 minutes. Maybe I dedicate 4 hours of practice, but I should practice session of 2 minutes. So, for example, if I take this topic, I will say if I have a busy day schedule, like teaching, because all of us, you know, when they compete, they teach as well, in order to maintain, unfortunately, our sport or our industry, if you don't want to call it sport. People that compete have to sustain themselves. We don't have sponsorship, basically. So let's say that I have to improve my right arm. I will dedicate 5 minutes, 10 times a day. Okay? Of practicing that. Okay, so I'll try for 2 minutes, then I'll have a minute break, then I'll try for another 2 minutes, and then I'll have an hour off. And then I teach my lesson, and then I practice for another 5 minutes. So I will train my brain to think about that subject. Because the purpose of practice is that you have to train your brain to stay focused on that subject for 2 minutes. That's how long that waltz lasts. Or maximum for 10 minutes if you do a 5 dance in the final. So I think small doses of practice many times a day is much more efficient than practice for 4 hours in a row, because, you know, in 4 hours you tend to, you know, I was super good on this, you tend to fight. You tend to be tired because for 4 hours your body doesn't want to dance for 4 hours. But if you suddenly, let's give an example, a stupid example, but an example. You get out of bed and practice your right arm straight away. So that your brain need to be quick in developing that thinking and stay focused for 2 minutes. That's how much we are looking for. I find that there's a waste of time in practice because we feel guilty if we don't practice for 4 hours, and I was one of it. If you don't practice for 4 hours, 5 hours, you feel you're not practice. I think that should change. Should be everybody should develop their own skill, but I think small doses is better than 4 hours. Okay, so trying to think about that, dedicate small doses, and also before you practice, you need to have a plan of what you practice. I tend to go to the dance studio, start dancing, and find out what we have to improve. Well, that's too late. Before you get to the dance hall, you should know, because your teacher told you, whatever, you should know what's today practice should focus on. Okay, so number one, we need to have a project. So I need to practice my right arm, for example, if this is the subject. And then instead of practice for 4 hours, I should schedule 5 minutes, 10 times a day, so that every time I recall it and I put the music on, my brain needs to switch to that mode. So I'll train my brain to think about that. I don't have to train my body and be so tired. So obviously you can have multiple theme, right arm, the timing, the partnering, the way you go out in promenade. So it could be more, so you do more 5-minute session. But I don't think we should focus and try and practice too much time on the same subject. We need our brain to be triggered when we want it. So when we are recalled for the final, then we have to perform. Okay, so there is no time when the final is on to practice for 4 hours. We have to do it. And that's, I think, is a lack of preparation, mental preparation, because we are not trained. So we are not trained to practice the way that we want to perform. Okay. So for me, there is this is just a suggestion that I think is lacking in this intro. Anyway, lacking in my career. I hope this help you too. And I repeat again, so get your lesson, get a subject that you need to improve, so your teacher is very important in guide you that, and schedule your small time practice, small doses of practice many times a day. Not a big dramatic timing, because also, I remember you thinking, now I need to go and practice, and you feel this heavy weight coming at you, and then you know, especially in my case, you're most probably gonna break out in a fight, and it's not productive. But if it's, let's say, okay, I'm gonna practice for 5 minutes, you can behave for 5 minutes and be nice to each other and focus on the subject. So be smart, practice a lot, but in small doses. I hope this message helped many of you, and I'm sorry that I'm not posting faster lesson. I have a lot to post, but I need to find a quicker way to do it. I might start doing some live instead of editing and all this stuff, because the timing is important. But I hope it helped. Just leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to. I hope that I will see you. As you know, I'm running an open international competition 8, 9, and 10 of March in Rome 2019. You can see the website. There will be some information after this. So meanwhile, this is lesson number 11. Thank you guys. Have fun practicing. Ciao.